everyone from NTR TV. How would you like to get to know the Pider, which is one of the most special tastes of our kitchen, which is almost not liked today? It is true that we love it very much. We admire all kinds of Pide recipes, but this time we want to talk about both the recipes and the history. We are sure that you will be very surprised to hear what has happened to the Pidel throughout its history, and we will witness that your admiration for it has increased even more. Here, let's find out together what happened to the Pidel. According to the Turkish Language Association, Pidel means a thin, flat food made from leavened dough, optionally cooked by adding eggs, minced meat, cheese, pastrami, etc. As you can imagine, the origin of Pidel goes back to ancient times. Although it is derived from the Greek word pita, it gained its standards during the Ottoman period. According to the law issued by Bayezid II in 502, Pidel flour must be purer than bread flour, sifted through a fine sieve, have enough poppy on it, and be cooked crispy. In the same law, there is an article that reads, "Fat Pidel bread is half the size of regular Pide. Poppy must be planted on oiled Pidel and processed from beef flour." At that time, Pidel were generally round and flat, and their form was more like pizza. Pidel, with the influence of Ottoman cuisine, was highly developed at that time. The flours such as mincemeat, roasted meat, sausage, pastrami, and cheese were included. In fact, after the discovery of America, flavors such as potatoes, tomatoes, and peppers began to be used a lot in the making Pidel. In the 16th century, the spinach of the Pidel was very popular. For Mehmet the Conqueror, especially cheese and zucchini were made abundantly. Adding eggs to Pidel was also a habit from those times. Now, let's explain how to make Pidel with mincemeat at home. What are the materials? Ingredients for homemade meat Pidel recipe. Ingredients for Pidel dough: 2 fingers less lukewarm water from 1 glass, 1 packet of yeast 2 spoons, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, 6 tablespoons of oil, 2 fingers missing from 1 glass of yogurt, 3 cups flour approximately. Ingredient for mincemeat Pidel stuffing: 1 kg of ground beef. Also mix 300 grams of lamb, 2 onions, 3 peeled tomatoes, half a bunch of parsley, black pepper 2, 1 spoon of cayenne pepper, red ground pepper, salt, 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. How to make meat Pidel recipe at home. First, let's prepare our mincemeat. There are some important elements that should not be forgotten in making Pidel bread. First of all, process your ingredients separately. If you don't have a machine, you have to chop them very finely. First, pass the onions, then the tomatoes, peppers through the machine. Don't run parsley throughout the machine. It gives off a very bad green color. Take your time and chop very finely with a knife. Add the ground beef, spices, and all the other ingredients and mix. If your meat is lean, you can add some oil. Cover it up and let it rest. For the dough, mix water, yeast, and sugar. Wait 2 minutes until the yeast rises. Add all the remaining ingredients and knead until the dough is non-sticky. Let your dough rest. When it comes to the opening part, divide your dough into mirrors to the size you want. We kept the size of oranges. Roll out your dough lengthwise on a flat surface. Pour your inside out. If you think it is dry inside, you can slightly wet your hand and press it that way. Press in the edge, fold and join at the ends. Arrange on grass-proof paper. Bake in a preheated oven at 250 degrees until golden brown. Spread a generous amount of butter as they come out of the oven. Bon appetit! What are the tips for Pidel with mincemeat? Pidel dough needs to be well rested and fermented. I recommended that the edges of the Pidel be folded carefully and well. The Pidel is baked in the oven in a controlled manner until golden brown, and the edges must be greased with butter after it comes out. Can Pidel with mincemeat be cooked? For those who are wondering, we can say that we use it without cooking it in our recipe, and in general, the Pidels are baked without cooking the inner mortar. Although the round version of the Pide is always served open, the thin long version is presented in two different forms, open and closed. Even though they are made from the same ingredients and even baked in the same oven, open and closed Pidels come in different flavors. Of course, the fact that it can be eaten at any time of the day and instead of every meal is one of the most important factors in Pidel's popularity. Here is what Pider has been through so far, and we have given you information about it that you may not have heard of. Stay on NTR TV to meet a new taste, and goodbye.